Locals in East London noticed the water from their beloved pump tasted weird. Unbeknownst to them, there was a nearby cemetery, and the calcium from the human bones was seeping into the underground stream. What was once thought to be a source of health had become a deadly concoction. Hundreds died in what came to be called the Pump of Death. Even today, the pump stands as a landmark, its wolf-headed spout a haunting symbol of the horror it once unleashed. A small hole is then made in the skin using a dermal punch. This creates space for the anchor to be inserted under the skin. This base has small holes that allow tissue to grow through it, keeping the implant stable. Once set and stabilized, the stud is attached on top, and over time, the skin heals around the implant, creating a decorative piece of body art. If you pinch your skin really hard, you might get a red, painful bump that fills with blood. This is known as a blood blister, and it's the result of damaged blood vessels under the skin. Now, since the skin doesn't actually break, the blood gets trapped right under the surface. The blister acts as a cushion protecting the injured area, and as it heals, the red color fades as the blood is reabsorbed back into the body. A group of friends suddenly spotted a creature with large wings and glowing red eyes standing in the road. Terrified, they drove away, but the creature took flight and followed them. It swooped over them repeatedly, emitting a horrifying screech. They finally lost it, but were left shaken, convinced they had encountered something supernatural. This terrifying case became one of the most famous Mothman sightings. These unverified sightings began to spread fear throughout West Virginia. Now, most believe it was simply a local legend fueled by fear and hysteria. But with no concrete evidence, the Mothman remains an eerie mystery. They would be placed into a sack alongside a monkey, a snake, and a chicken. This punishment was saved for people who killed their parents. Once sealed, the sack was thrown into a river. As the person inside struggled to breathe, the panicked animals would attack, creating a chaotic and brutal scenario. The goal was to ensure that the punishment was as horrifying as the crime. The water started to recede rapidly, exposing the ocean floor. People were confused and started to notice the wave coming closer to the shore. This was a massive tsunami, triggered by an undersea earthquake. As the wave approached, it grew in height, reaching up to 100 feet in some places. It slammed into the area with unimaginable force, obliterating everything in its path. The wave swept entire neighborhoods away, leaving nothing behind but rubble. And over 167,000 people lost their lives in this region alone. Bend the paperclip into a straight line, then create a small hook at one end. Carefully insert the hooked end into the keyhole of the handcuffs. Feel around inside for the locking mechanism. It's a small bar that holds the cuffs shut. Once you've located it, gently push the hook upwards to lift the locking bar. As you do this, apply pressure on the cuff by pulling outwards slightly. With the lock lifted and the tension applied, the cuff should spring open, freeing your wrist.